Welcome to Wobble Man. We're back today. This is episode 3, if you're trying to keep up with us. So Wobble Man today is going to talk to us about applications of the wobble plate or wobble blade motor. So give us what's on your mind. What are some applications you got there, Wobble Man?
Well, in our last discussion, we talked about the steam turbine. It can be utilized to make the steam turbine more efficient. And being more efficient, it would create carbon credits. Carbon credits are a big thing today. Carbon credits will generate income for an industry. Let's say if you're an electrical utility, you have a steam turbine, you put a wobble blade unit in that generates additional electricity. That additional electricity is going to generate what's known as carbon credits, and those have value in the market for carbon credits. That's just the one application. Another application could be the gas turbines. Gas turbines put out a lot of heat. That heat can be used to generate steam, which can drive a wobble blade motor, therefore increasing the efficiency of the steam turbine. Steam turbine is now generating carbon credits if you apply a wobble blade generator to that installation. So that's beneficial for those industries that use the gas turbine, perhaps electric utilities, for instance. Another one is hydro. Hydro dams in the West are getting to situations where they have low water levels. But when you have low water levels, you don't have the pressure on the say Pelton wheel turbines, and the power that you can generate is reduced. I understand some hydro plants have had to even shut down in the West because they don't have enough water to run the generators. I don't know if that's totally true, but I believe I've heard that in recent weeks. But a wobble blade motor applied to generate electricity using water from a reservoir, it would use much less water to generate power, and it would use low water to generate power, which is a great benefit. Using less water means if your reservoir is full, you just simply won't be using as much water to generate power. That water can then be diverted to agriculture as well as municipal facilities that provide water. Another application is to harvest the heat from internal combustion engines. There are a lot of engines these days that run 24/7, diesel engines. Floating offshore platforms is one. There are many other applications that use these huge diesel engines. That heat off the diesel engine can be harvested with a wobble blade motor. Well, let's call it a wobble blade system. And that system will generate electric power off the heat that's coming off of the engine. That's very interesting because that'll also increase the thermal efficiency of that engine.
So I find that really interesting. So in all of the fossil fuel things that we're using, we don't fully understand how much energy potential that we lose altogether, whether, from the heating, from the cooling of the heating, and how those things can power even more of our life. And it's just lost into the atmosphere. Is that right?
That's right. All this heat is lost today, but it could be harvested and utilized to generate more electricity.
Okay.
The hydro application that I was talking about is very novel, and we'll get to that later, perhaps another edition of a broadcast. But, that one is going to turn into something very interesting. The wobble blade can also be used to power spacecraft. That's going to be very interesting. The spacecraft, if they're in orbit, zero gravity, this thing will still work. And then if you have a moon base, you can provide power for your moon base or Mars base.
So you don't need the whole idea of gravity then, that steam rises.
Gravity is not
water
Gravity,
would condense downward as we think on Earth. So you're talking about then just using the water through that in an encased kind of way. Is that what
right?
you're thinking?
Yeah,
Okay. Rather than
absolutely.
using it as being attached to an engine that just uses byproduct.
Right. And gravity
Okay.
is not what makes this thing works. This thing
Okay.
works off of pressure.
Yeah, see,
And
originally I thought that this worked off of a gravity idea because of the downward, water flows down and all this stuff. But I mean, that could in certain applications, but in an encased idea, then we're looking at not even a need for gravity because the torque just sends it through circulation, right? The water.
well, I don't want to get into the details
Oh,
because I
okay,
don't want to give something away.
got it.
That's why I said the hydro unit will lead to some very interesting developments. I already know ahead how this is going to work.
Okay.
Just as I knew the wobble blade would work, people are amazed when they see the wobble blade. Why did nobody think of it before now? I can't tell you that, but certainly whenever we did our due diligence before I got the patent, they said, gee, there's nothing up here like this wobble plate motor. Go ahead and get your patent, which we did. So I successfully got 2 patents on this thing.
Uh-huh.
But
Okay, let me do a fast 5 with you.
okay.
All right. So you have an ice cream maker because whenever your grandsons and your granddaughter come, you always have them. You show them the fine art of making ice cream by hand. He's a hand crank fan. For someone who's a wobble man, he's use your own energy. So what is your favorite homemade ice cream to make in that
Well, that's got to be peach ice cream, and the best peach ice cream in my book is used. You have to use peaches from Fort Valley, Georgia.
That's right, you're Georgia boy.
Yeah.
I know it deep in your soul. Okay, and you also have a smoker out on your back patio. You have a Traeger. And so what is your favorite thing to put on that luscious smoking machine?
I like ribs.
He's a rib
Ribs are my
man.
favorite, although I like sausage and brisket also.
Uh-huh.
But ribs are on top.
There you go. Ribs on the top. Now you're a pilot. What is your dream airplane?
Well, that would be a Piper M600.
Okay, he's a Piper.
Probably in the next year or less, I'm going to end up owning one.
Okay. I think the only thing I've ever flown is a little Cessna 150.
No, you got your first lessons. I recall you were 13. You got them in a Baron, a twin engine Baron.
No, it wasn't a twin. It was a little Cessna 150.
No.
You don't think so?
We got photos of you standing by a Baron, a twin, when you were 13.
All right. A twin. I can't see me starting out with a twin engine, but I do know that I was in a twin.
Your first
I
lessons
eventually
were
did have a lesson in a twin engine, yes.
Yeah, your first lessons were in a twin in Cleveland, Tennessee.
Yes, I remember that. Yes. Okay. Your car, your truck, your favorite ride. What is your favorite vehicle that you've ever owned?
Well, I'd have to say it's the Lincoln. We have a Navigator right now.
Okay.
It's essentially the same body style as that's going back for almost 20 years. They've just changed the exterior a little bit on it, but we've had extremely good success with these Lincolns.
Okay.
Zero maintenance other than just oil changes and service. So
Well, it blows my mind because the first time I sat in it, I was like, where's the key? I don't know how to turn it on. This thing does too much.
That series car that is just fabulous because, like I say, we've not had any. I've had 3. The first one we kept for 10 years. Another one we bought after that didn't have enough whistles and bells to suit Kathy. So we had to get out of that one in a year, and we have the car that we have now. It's got all the whistles and bells, but the beauty is I have the service where they come and pick the car up, take it in, give me a loaner car.
Yeah, that's very nice.
And all I have to do is make a phone call and park the car outside so they can get to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Beauty of that
Well,
is,
I'm sure that's very helpful to you in these days.
well, I want to add this, that when I had the last Lincoln, they brought a car out and they left it with us for about 2 weeks. And I called up and said, do y'all want your car back, or are you trying to convince me to buy a new car? Well, that was a Navigator that they had brought, and by golly, it wasn't long after that we got a Navigator.
Well, that was a great advertising or marketing ploy, maybe.
Well, I asked the lady on the
worked.
phone, I said, what are y'all trying to do? Convince me I need a new car? And she said, is it working?
Okay. So on your profile picture, you're smoking a cigar. And my friends are like, what? Your dad smokes cigars? And I'm like, yeah, that's my dad. So what's your favorite? What's your favorite cigar?
The favorite is the Cuban Cohiba, and it's got to be Cuban. There are some knockoffs, but I know a knockoff when
I wonder what sets apart that Cuban.
well, it's very mild for one thing, and
Okay.
I love a mild cigar. So
Okay.
I like to watch it's entertaining to watch the smoke curl up off of it as it comes off the end.
I'm sure you do. You're not allowed to smoke in the house, right?
No.
No way. You shouldn't. And by the way, I don't smoke cigars at all. I don't smoke anything except for outside on my smoker. And my favorite thing to smoke is whatever my family would like to have for dinner.
That'll work.
Yeah, that'll work because I'm a vegetarian. Now I've done portobello mushrooms. There we go. That's the thing. I like those. I like those smoked and grilled with some hummus in it. You're talking my language. Yep. Okay. Well, do you have anything more you want to add in this session?
Oh, that's good for now.
In your applications? Okay. All right. Thanks for joining us for this third episode, and subscribe to Wobble Man. He's looking for 1,000 subscribers. He's looking for 100 people to have an interest in, if you have a 3D printer and want to print his, what would you call it, Dad? Your downloadable applications for making your own little prototype where you can fool around with that and maybe create something that you can patent your own, that would be some kind of a device of some sort. It's going to be fun. If someone has a science experiment or they just have a backyard experiment they want to try, we'd love to help out.
Yeah, those are STL files. You can download them directly into your 3D printer.
Good stuff.
Looking for 1,000 subscribers and 100 requests for STL files.
There we go.
100 in. For a nominal fee, you'll be able to get the STL files.
Yeah. So you can request by just sending a message to through the YouTube channel. And then, if you go over to information and stuff about Wobble Man, he has his email address there. Just email him personally, and he would love to visit with you and talk with you more. If you have an interest or you would like to be an investor even, we would love to hear from you. Okay, see you next time.